everyone, and welcome once again. It's that time. It's week 3. Week 3. Oh, man, this fantasy football season is starting to cruise. I'm telling you, starting to come on strong. Hope you listened last week. I'm glad that if you didn't listen last week, that you're here this week. I am JT, a.k.a. The Master, and this is, as you can see up front, up top, 4 No Reason, right behind me, fantasy football. We're going to be talking about week 3 in fantasy football. We're talking about each game, each and every matchup, all the players that I like and dislike in each and every matchup. And also, I'm going to give you three sleepers, 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver that I like. I really like that maybe some people are not thinking about, but they should. They should. I'll just put it that way. They should, because the fact is, these guys may shine, and or are coming on, and you want to be on the early side, not the late side of picking these guys up. Okay, so without further ado, let me bring in my esteemed co-host, and he just jumped up here. That's fine. And then we'll go through these games and see what I have to say, and also see what Mr. FSP2U has to say. Welcome, Mr. FSP2U. Good morning. Good morning to you. How are you doing today? Okay, no problem. I understand. I ain't got a problem with that. Okay.
The same energy. I'm going to give the same exact energy.
No problem. No problem. I understand. I mean, just, kids do that, but that's okay.
I know, but why'd you do it?
I understand. Hold on.
So why did you do
Wait a minute. This is my show. We're going to go.
Are you going to interrupt me?
Okay.
Go ahead, man. I'm just giving you exactly what you give. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. This is the last day I can talk to. So I'm going off the rails. I'm going off the rails.
Okay. And you ever seen what the heck's the name of that picture? I forget the name of the damn picture. I forget. Oh God. The catcher says to Apartment, okay, you're standing on the train's coming and you're standing on the rails and you need to get the hell out of the way.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Major League. That's what it is. Yes. Major League.
You didn't say that. So I'm like, what in the world? A lot of people like Major League and says it's one of the best sports movies. And I'm like, okay, I really haven't. I've seen it maybe once or twice. It's got its moments.
It does. It's okay. It's not a really good movie. It's okay. It's got
but that's why I expect you to quote it then.
Yeah, I quote a lot of movies. If you don't mind, you can't handle the truth, can you?
Well, I can handle the truth. I can handle the truth. I'm about to put my weightlifting straps on.
Okay,
don't hurt yourself. So I can carry this show.
Okay. Don't hurt yourself. Because
I'm saying I got to carry the show. I got
Master Sergeant.
I got to put some straps on.
Old Master Sergeant, I know how fragile you are. So don't hurt yourself.
You know what?
That's
I ain't gonna say nothing to you on that.
Let me tell you something. That's what
I ain't gonna say nothing to you on that one.
That's what you young bucks are going to be saying to you. I don't want you to hurt yourself.
You know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say, "Roger, First Sergeant. Roger, First Sergeant."
Yeah. Okay. You keep saying that, and I'm telling you, they're going to say, when
I had to put the straps on so I can lift this show up.
When things get strenuous, they're going to say, "Master Sergeant, I can take this. I can do this."
I'm going to have a diamond on.
Okay. Well,
so there will be a first sergeant.
Okay. You don't know that for sure, but
I believe it.
Okay. You believe and you can see it. You can see it. You can visualize it. Is that what you're telling me?
Because I believe I can fly, and I'm about to treat you like R. Kelly and some prisoner.
Okay.
And some prisoners.
First sergeant, just move aside, and I'll take care of this business. I know you're an old sage at this, so just take care. I know how brittle you are, so I know how brittle you are. So
really, that's what we're doing today. That's what we're doing today.
I know how brittle you are, brother. Come on.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I only got one ailment. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay. I have several and mounted.
Exactly.
Okay? But, exactly. That comes with age. Okay. Trust me, that comes with age.
It does when you're living that life. But go ahead. Come on.
Okay. Anyway, let's move on. We're going to talk about these guys, the whole set of games from the Sunday games, Sunday night games, and again, it's a double header. I don't know why they did second and third week versus going to the first week and second week. I don't know why, but it is what it is. They did it. I'm not the NFL. They're the high almighty of pro sports in the football world, and they have a good reason for that with your Michael Vick jersey. With your Michael Vick jersey. You just get that?
With Michael Vick?
Did you just get that, or what? Did you just get? Does it sound like something
we're
else?
We're gonna play games.
Yeah.
Usher's gonna be performing at the Super Bowl, so you better get ready because it's 7:00 on the dot, and my drop top cruising the streets.
I gotta check my blood sugar. Hold on.
Yeah, check your blood sugar.
Yes.
Old man, check that blood sugar.
I'm glad. You know what? That doesn't bother me. Call me an old man because I got 20 years on you, brother. 20 plus years on you.
That's okay. True. I'll be at the funeral.
Don't laugh, man. Don't say that. Okay. Don't say that. Okay. I still got to go through another test, and to me that this is the most crucial test. I still got to go through another test. So
okay, all right. Well, I pray for your prostate.
Yes. So the issues is a family thing. So I gotta hope that it comes out well. Okay.
So it's something that is hereditary?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
well, again, as I said, I'm gonna pray for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. All right, let's get to these games. I'm gonna pray
for the family members, the family members.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. It makes my heart warm to feel I'm appreciated.
I mean, I'm waiting for the background of this show to have For No Reason on the backdrop, and just instead of this blank black screen. I mean, all the podcasts I've seen, it's not a blank screen. I'm just saying.
What are you talking about? You got
See, your background is your picture, but the background is black and blank.
Whatever. Everybody has their preference. This is my preference.
I mean, I'm just saying, you know how you like to talk about you watch all the regular podcasts, and they got
I do. And I may change this. May come up with something different. You never know. I get creative thought and things happen. Let's get to these games.
Some people call that Alzheimer's. But go ahead. Let's go to the game.
You can call it anything you want. I don't care. You can call it anything you want. Just like Dion said. Dion says that you got an opinion of me and I got an opinion of myself. If they're the same, no problem. But I really don't care. I really don't care. Anyway, let's get to these games. Okay? And enough of this chatter for the last 10 minutes. Okay? Let's get to these games. People want to hear, if people are listening, people want to hear, maybe you want to hear our thoughts on our contrasting thoughts, because most of the time it's contrasting, but it's fine. Everybody has their own opinion. And sometimes it matches, sometimes it don't. Sometimes it feels like it's nuts, sometimes it don't, but whatever. Indianapolis
just got nuts. Don't.
Oh God. Indianapolis.
Sometimes I feel like
sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you are. Sometimes you are.
I wasn't attacking you. I was doing the song, You started the song. It's okay.
You should have done it inside your head instead of voicing it. Then I wouldn't have the chance to take a pot shot. Okay.
But you admit it was a pot shot.
Yes, I do. Absolutely, okay. I'm going to tell you that.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, let's go to the Indianapolis Colts at the Baltimore Ravens. I don't like any Indianapolis Colts. I really don't like any Indianapolis Colts to do anything noteworthy in this game. I know people are going to say, oh, Michael Pittman, he's been balling out. Well, that was Michael Pittman with Anthony Richardson. This is Gardner Minshew. Is Gardner Minshew going to look at Michael Pittman, or is he going to look for someone else? Is someone else his favorite target? We don't know that. It's an unknown. Gardner Minshew starting his first game this season because of Anthony Richardson's issues in concussion protocol. We don't know. It's like I said, it's an unknown. So that's why I said I don't like any player on the Indianapolis Colts. Any player on the Indianapolis Colts. On the Baltimore Ravens side, you got to play Lamar. Okay, I'm not a big Lamar fan, and this passing game hasn't impressed me at all whatsoever. Still, Mark Andrews is the main target, and I don't see that changing. Odell Beckham, I didn't think he was going to last the whole season. He's out. What else is new? He's Mr. Brittle in the wide receiver position. Come on. Everybody raved about Odell, and Zay Flowers getting more options for Lamar Jackson. It's game 2. Where is it at? That's what I'm talking about. Where is it at? Is it coming this week against the Colts? Colts have a pretty good pass defense, maybe not a good run defense. I still think this is mainly a running team. So you got to play Lamar Jackson. Gus Edwards is taking over for J.K. Dobbins with a little sprinkle of Justice Hill. I like just Gus Edwards in here, and I like Mark Andrews. On the outside, looking in, maybe wide receiver 3 or maybe a flex in this is Zay Flowers. Mr. FSP, talk to me.
Zay Flowers is going to be a number 1 receiver this week with Odell Beckham out. The question is, will anybody else have any impact on this game? As I said yesterday, this is an upset type game. Gardner Minshew is way different than Anthony Richardson. He's not running around throwing his body all over the place, but he is able to get the ball to Michael Pittman Jr. The question is, can the Ravens run the rock with Gus Edwards, or will Lamar Jackson have to reach down in his bag and run himself? I don't put any credence in Nelson Aguilar. Rashard Bateman from the University of Minnesota. I was high on him when he came out. Injuries has kept him down, but this is a chance for him to step up and be that second option. Other side, somebody didn't like Zach Moss at all.
Don't like Zach, and I still don't like him. He's a
but I think against this Ravens defense, Zach Moss has another good game. They're getting ready to turn it over to my guy, Jonathan Taylor, in a week or two. So get your run in now. It's over with after next week.
Okay. Well, Zach Moss, in my opinion, is a plotter, but I mean, they're going to give him because they lost favor in Deion Jackson, who happens to can't hold on to the football. So the next option is Zach Moss, and then after that would be Evan Hull. But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So what we're talking about is an unknown. Just like I said, an unknown with the Indianapolis Colts. You don't know. You don't know because it's a new quarterback and a new way of doing things because of that quarterback. Let's move on to the Tennessee Titans at the Cleveland Browns. This is the running team. I'm talking about Tennessee. This is the running team. I'm talking about Cleveland. Both teams are a running team. Tennessee more than the Cleveland. Okay. At least they have a halfway capable quarterback in Cleveland. Okay. Halfway capable quarterback in Cleveland. Of course, you got to play Derrick Henry. Okay. Of course, you got to play Derrick Henry. But this Cleveland defense is top 3 against the run. So you got to play him because you never know what Derrick Henry is going to accomplish running against a good run defense. But you got to play him because he's got that name. Along with DeAndre Hopkins, because Ryan Tannehill's going to have to throw to somebody. And D-Hop is the one. Okay? He's the one. I don't think they're going to be scoring a lot in this game. Both sides, I said that yesterday, and I couldn't pick a winner yesterday because both sides mirror each other. Both sides mirror each other. Got a good run defense, have a good defense, but, and this is a big but, and this is a turning point. I'm telling you, this is a turning point in somebody's future, in my opinion. This team, the Tennessee Titans, is one of the worst, if not the worst team against the pass. They're not the worst statistically against the pass. Okay, Deshaun Watson, it's time to step up. This is supposed to be your I wouldn't say coming out party, but this is the time that you have it in your favor that this defense doesn't play well against the pass. And you're catching options. Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore, Donovan People-Jones, and yes, David Njoku need to eat. I like Jerome Ford in this matchup. I like Amari Cooper definitely in this matchup because, like I said, Tennessee pass is horrible. The defense is horrible. They're one of the best against the run and the exact opposite against the pass. Mr. FSP, talk to me.
Amari Cooper, Ford, and Njoku. I'll be honest with you. I don't think they're going to do anything. I really don't. Tennessee's coming off of that high of beating the Giants the way they did last week. Honestly, Tennessee has it more together than Cleveland.
They beat the Chargers
the Chargers. I'm sorry, the Chargers. The fact that a Cleveland Browns fan can't even pick this game says that he didn't want to pick Tennessee over his Browns, so therefore he just said he couldn't pick it. Cop out.
No.
But I would say Cleveland at home. That's the key for me. They're at home. If they're in Tennessee, I would say there'd be a problem because Deshaun Watson has historically had problems playing Tennessee when he was with the Texans. And it was still the same coach, some of the same players. They haven't forgotten how to contain him and how to control him. So if it were in Tennessee, I give it to them. But I got to go with Cleveland. And it's going to come down to the kicker, Dicker the kicker. I think it's going to be a sloppy game, and Dicker the kicker is going to be the reason why Cleveland wins. I can make a pick.
We're not picking winners and losers here. We're picking fantasy options.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I said
so. You know, when you said
I said Dicker the kicker.
Okay.
I said Dicker the kicker was the player.
Okay. But that last I can pick a winner doesn't equate to this show. Okay. It doesn't.
I mean, I was like you said.
It doesn't equate to this show.
I know, but just like you said, but you brought it up. You brought it up earlier. You said I couldn't pick a game yesterday, so I just followed you. That you brought it up. I didn't talk about it. You did. So you're the one that brought the subject up, not me. I mean, am I incorrect?
Or did you not just say? What I said was I couldn't
make a pick yesterday.
I couldn't pick a winner yesterday. That's right. Yeah, because
I just said I could make a pick.
Because the fact is, on your show we pick winners and losers. On this show we don't. Okay.
Yeah, so, but you brought it up, so I just
anyway. Let's go to Atlanta at Detroit. I don't want to go back and forth with it. Atlanta at Detroit. All right. I'm not a fan of the quarterback. He's playing inside also on a road in a road team. I don't think he's won a road game, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think that means his play on the road is not up to par compared to being at home. That's the reason why I'm saying that. You got to play Bijan Robinson. He's coming into a zone, and more and more he's getting involved in different phases of the offense versus Tyler Algier, who's just let's put him in type of guy, versus Bijan being the workhorse. I can't play Drake London. It's a inconsistent quarterback with inconsistent passing options, and I can't play him or Kyle Pitts. Yeah. On the other side, you got to play Jared Goff. Jared Goff has been balling out, especially at home. Just like Kirk Cousins has, Jared Goff plays his best ball at home. Against this defense, don't underestimate this Atlanta defense. It's improved. But Jared Goff and this Detroit offense is also improved. And the fact is, David Montgomery, who averages 3.8 yards per carry. I don't care if it was last year or this year. His still average is 3.8 yards. Is not the answer to the combined efforts of the running game. So Jameer, because David Montgomery's hurt, is going to get the bulk of the running. Craig Reynolds is going to fill in. Okay. Craig Reynolds is no world beater at all. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, is he going to play? We don't know. He's dealing with a turf toe, if I'm not mistaken. And it may fall on Josh Reynolds. For those who don't have Josh Reynolds, you should pick him up. Okay. If you don't know, he's number 8 in the Detroit lineup. You may want to pick him up. Okay. For the simple reason that Amon-Ra St. Brown may not be the main option that Jared Goff wants to go to or is able to go to because he'll be inactive. You got to check the inactives. 1 o'clock games come out approximately 11:30. You got to check your inactives. And also, a rookie. Now, I don't often talk about rookie tight ends because rookie tight ends historically have not done a lot. But in this offense, Jared Goff has been looking for another option to throw the football to. And Sam Laporta looks like he's that other option. Okay? So if you're tight end deficient, you may want to put Sam Laporta in and take a shot because it's a strong possibility he'll get at least 5 to 6 targets, and he may even find the end zone. So you may want to take that shot. Mr. FSP, talk to me.
So I agree about Kyle Pitts. I'm regretting getting him as my number 1 tight end. Again, I believe it's a victim of the system. However, at some point, they have to game plan. Atlanta has to game plan to throw him the ball, as well as Drake London. Drake got his touchdown last week. I think you're going to see more of those. The problem I see is there's a lot of hurt Lions right now. But the system is designed to let somebody step in and fill in. Josh Reynolds, Craig Reynolds. 3.8 doesn't mean anything, especially if you're not playing. It's not a issue, especially when you only need 10 yards to get a first down. 3.8 three times is over 10 yards last time I checked. So Greg Reynolds has to do at least that. At least that. And if you noticed last week, he's the power guy. I don't know why they don't put Jahmyr Gibbs down there when they want to do short yards, because the kid has power, elusiveness. But also I see they need somebody to catch the ball. Sam Laporta is that dude right now. I don't know why my cats are running around like they're crazy right now. But Sam Laporta is that guy that they're going to lean on, especially if Amon-Ra St. Brown can go in limited capabilities. He might be out there to just, hey, pull coverage a little bit. But turf toe is not an easy injury to play with. Not at all. So we'll see what happens. But Atlanta, I honestly think it's going to be this. Jared Goff threw his first interception last week in over almost 400 passes or whatever, right? So I think Atlanta's defense is a good play here. I know it's a shaky thing, but I think they are, because with so many injuries on the Detroit Lions offense, there's opportunity for the Atlanta Falcons defense to step up.
Okay. Next game is the New Orleans Saints at the Green Bay Packers. Now, let me tell you something, people. This is my first sleeper in here. My first sleeper. He's going to make his NFL debut. Okay. My first sleeper in this is this the game. Kendre Miller. Okay. 6 foot 220. Just in my wheelhouse of a really good running back. And he's going to make his debut along with Tony Jones. Tony Jones has been playing, but I think they're going to be featuring Kendre Miller. He's going to be the direct backup to Alvin Kamara when he comes back. Is Alvin Kamara going to be Alvin Kamara, or is he going to be a version of a poor version of himself? Okay, that their jury's still out on that. But this is my first sleeper, people. Kendre Miller. I like Derek Carter in this picture, throwing the ball down to Michael Thomas and Shaheed, excuse me, and Chris Olave. And on the other side, I let me tell you something. The first two games, I told you about this earlier, and I had a feeling about this kid. Now, this will be a test because this is a very good defense in the New Orleans Saints. But Jordan Love playing at home for the last, not at home, but for the last two games he's played, has thrown 3 touchdowns in each game without an interception. He has no interceptions. Okay. He's been playing well and taking care of the football. Is it going to happen this game?
No.
I'm liking Jordan Love as a quarterback too. Okay, in this in your fantasy football lineups, if you have 2 quarterback leagues, I like Romeo Doubs if he plays well, and I do like this rookie, number 11 in the program on Green Bay Packers, is Jalen Reed. Is that another sleeper I'm talking about? It could be. He's a very capable wide receiver, and the 2 young players in Jordan Love and Jalen Reed may have a connection. Mr. FSP, talk to me. Notice I didn't talk about any running backs.
I know, which is surprising. I'm a caveat here. Jordan Love is a scrub. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a scrub.
Okay.
Who did he play the first 2 games? Before you get in love with him, please look at who he played. First game, a running back, since Jerry didn't mention him, is the reason why they won that game in Chicago. Aaron Jones. Now, Aaron is supposed to play. It's trending in the right direction, but he's dealing with a hamstring. No receiver did anything. Musgrave, the highly touted tight end, did nothing. Last week, they jump out to a 21-point lead, 21-3 lead in Atlanta. Melts in the second half. Does absolutely nothing in the second half. I know Jerry likes this guy. I just don't. I don't. I think, excuse me. I think there's a problem here where Love is going to get exposed by a way better defense. Remember, I said I like Atlanta's defense versus Detroit. I liked them last week too, but I didn't like them enough to want to start them, even though they got, in fantasy aspects, 15 points versus Jordan Love and that Green Bay Packer offense. What do you think New Orleans defense is going to do with Jordan Love, ladies and gentlemen? That's your play right there. The New Orleans Saints defense. Derek Carr has done very well. Spread the ball around. Whether it's, Jerry's sleeper guy, or if it's Taysom Hill, or whoever the running back is, Green Bay can't stop him. Honestly, Green Bay can't stop him. Mike Thomas seemingly is Carr's favorite target, so I would play him left and right. I'm surprised he hasn't thrown the ball more to Chris Olave. I'm very surprised because that's their home run threat. But the ball gets spread around in New Orleans. Green Bay only has one decent corner. Again, I'm telling you, New Orleans defense is the defense to play against a porous offense and a quarterback that, if he does well this game, I'll reconsider my thoughts. But he hasn't played good enough defenses for me to say, okay, I'm playing him at all. Jerry has him as a two in a 2 quarterback league. I don't know how many people play in that style, but yeah, I'm staying away from, unless Aaron Jones is playing. That's his favorite target, Aaron Jones.
Doesn't make a difference who's the target. If he can get the ball to him, that's what counts. Okay,
that's what I said. Unless Aaron Jones gets the ball, I'm staying away from him.
There's plenty of quarterbacks that have easy targets to throw to and can't throw to them. So there's a few of them.
Jordan Love is one of them.
Okay, no problem. I'm not even going to fight you. Okay, I'm just going to move on. I mean, we can go back and forth, but
I don't know why. I don't know why. I mean, I made my opinion. You made your opinion.
Okay,
there's no need to go back and forth.
That's exactly my point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
exactly. Your opinion versus my opinion, but you don't like my opinion, so you come at me. It's okay.
No. Okay. All right. Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. I've always said the Jacksonville Jaguars play better at home. I know CJ Stroud supposedly has been playing pretty good, getting the ball to Nico Collins. So you play Nico Collins because he likes Nico Collins to throw to. But
yes.
He also likes Robert Woods not so much and Tank Dell not so much. But because this team gets behind so often, they have to put the ball up in the air in harm's way. And he throws it to those 3 options, okay, with the exclusive emphasis on throwing to Nico Collins. On the other side, now, the Houston Texans, I said it yesterday and I'll say it again today, their pass defense is better than their run defense. They're one of the worst, if not the worst, run defensive teams in the league in fantasy. You got to play Calvin Ridley. I think Calvin Ridley is going to have a good, very good day tomorrow. Or today, I should say. Evan Ingram, Christian Kirk. Are
you frozen? I think Jerry got frozen, ladies and gentlemen. because he's stuck with his mouth just. I think he was going to say something on the lines of Evan Ingram being a good target, especially with Zay Jones being out. You have to believe that they're going to spread the ball out to those receivers. Now, I would say Tank Bigsby is a guy you got to watch out for here, because it's also a good opportunity for Jacksonville to run the ball. But as far as pass receiving goes, Evan Ingram should pick up some of those targets Zay Jones was going to get. Christian Kirk as well. Seems Jerry says he lost power. So go Power Rangers. I take it the weather in Jersey is not that good. Well, I guess it's my show. I'm the captain now. Jacksonville is a team on the rise. So just be prepared to see them blow these guys out, honestly. They're at home, like Jerry said. Don't expect many big-time plays on the opposite side. Listen, Houston, they just put their best corner on IR. I love D'Amico Ryan. I really do. I love what he's doing with that team. I equate the Texans to what happened with Dion and Colorado yesterday. What do I mean by that? They're rebuilding. Colorado came out 3-0, beat 3 teams they should have beaten, even though nobody thought they should beat them with the talent they had. Yes, they got smoked, and next week they're probably going to get smoked by USC. Then they're going to come back and they're going to whoop up on Stanford. They're going to whoop up on a few other those other Pac-12 teams, and they're going to get a bowl game. The Texans are in a similar situation. The Texans, give them a year or two. CJ Stroud, Jerry does not like OU. I mean, he don't like OU, University of Oklahoma, or Ohio State, the Ohio State, whatever the hell you want to call them, quarterbacks. He don't like them. He has a bias. I don't care if he says he doesn't, he does. But CJ Stroud is not a bad quarterback. You would think that Pierce would be more of a player for them, but apparently not. And that defense isn't doing what it's supposed to do. But watch what I tell you. It's going to happen. Give the Texans a year or two, but in this game, they're not going to do well. Let's move on to the Broncos and Dolphins. No, Jerry already talked about him. I believe he was talking about if he did, I apologize. I missed it, but I'm going to bring it up. Excuse me. Sorry about that. That was a yawn and a cough at the same time. Disgusting. The Broncos and Dolphins. Jalen Waddle is trending to inactive. That's not good, because I think it's going to take every different option that Tua has to win every week. You can't keep throwing. Well, you can. But Tyreek Hill is going to get double, triple team at some point. I don't think Tua is that accurate, even though Tyreek Hill says he is, to pierce 3-man traffic. He might, but I don't think he's there just yet. Raheem Mostert is going to run and run and run. That's what they need. But right now, with Waddle out, who steps up? They activated Chosen Anderson, a.k.a. Robbie Anderson. They moved him to the active roster. That tells me that Waddle is not going to play. That's what that tells me. With that being said, Denver has shortened the speech pattern for Russell to get the offensive plays out and make things smoother. The defense needs to be fixed. They're good for a half. It's the second half. It's like Vance Joseph doesn't make corrections because everything he's worked on in the beginning has worked. But correcting things on the fly, it doesn't seem like he's doing a good job of that. That's the problem with Denver's defense, but mainly that offensive line. If Chubb and company can get to Tua, it's going to be not Tua to Russell. It's going to be a long day because that offensive line is not that good, but we'll see. So would I play Cortland Sutton? Yes. Would I play Jerry Jeudy? Yes. Would I play Javonte Williams? If he's my number one running back, yes. But if he's not, I consider him a flex. On the opposite side, I already told you who you're going to play. Do you play Robbie Anderson, though? Robbie's a spurt guy. I wouldn't play him. That's just me. Let's move on. We already talked about the game. Let's go to Buffalo at Washington. I can't, with good conscience, tell you to play Mr. Cook as your starting running back, maybe as a flex. Washington's run defense is pretty stout. I think Mr. Allen is a very good quarterback, and he will be probably used in a running capacity in this game. But he better look out because Bam Bam Cam will hit him and won't mind getting ejected. I'm just saying. And if these guys on defensive ends, Sweat and Young, come together, you going against Payne and Allen in the middle and whoever else they have in the middle, it's going to be tough sledding. I went on record and said Stephon Diggs might not have that good of a year. He'll have an average year for a good receiver, but he's not going to have the average year of a I am that guy type year, meaning I don't see him getting over like maybe 7 or 8 touchdowns this year. I don't see him getting over 1,100 yards this year either. And that's an average for a good receiver. So in this game, could he do it against Washington Commanders secondary? He could. But I think they're going to try to find Gabe Davis and Kincaid a lot more. I would tell you to play Kincaid if you have a tight end situation, because right now, think about it. There aren't that many good tight ends in the NFL. There aren't. After the top 5, everybody else is a crapshoot. But Kincaid is one of those guys that I would play. Washington has a problem covering the tight end, and he's a tight end / slot receiver, so I'd play him. Opposite side, Brian Robinson. Play him. Now, if Washington gets in a shootout, Antonio Gibson is that guy that they may look to throw the ball to, but he has a problem holding on to the ball. So I'm not sure. Sam Howell is better than a 5th-round draft pick, and he's playing pretty decently. There's some things I see he can clean up, but I would say look at Bates at tight end. Like I told you earlier, tight ends are scarce in the league. But Bates is coming in because Logan Thomas might not be playing. And I know that Bates is one of Howell's favorite targets. So I look to that too. Scary Terry, Jahad Dotson, and company, they should eat. They really should. But it all depends on what Sam Howell sees out there. We'll see. Let's go on to the next game. We did Colts Ravens. Patriots Jets. Jerry's Jets, Jets. Interesting matchup here. I think you're going to see a lot of Breece Hall and a lot of Dalvin Cook after both of those guys combined for 8 total touches last week versus Dallas, a team you should be running on when you are unsure of your quarterback. Just putting it out there. Who will be hurt in this game? Look, I know Zach Wilson is not a rookie, but he's playing somewhat like one, and your boy Bill Belichick is going to eat him up alive. That's going to hurt Wilson. If you notice, Wilson has like one good catch or one good play a game. Dude is awesome. Just imagine what he could have been doing with Aaron Rodgers. Because that's what everybody else was doing. I was doing it too. But he's going to suffer. He's going to suffer because I guarantee you Matthew Judon and company are going to meet at Zach quite a bit. because Zach double clutches. Zach doesn't get the ball out right away. He doesn't make the decision right away. So anybody in the passing game with the Jets, look out. Look out. On the Patriots side, don't expect Macaroni Tony to do a lot. Don't. Jets going to win this game. Macaroni Tony, Mac Jones, I'm holding my breath on the performance. Juju Smith-Schuster, nope. What's my man name? I keep trying to throw the ball to the receiver. Man, I had it on top of my head before I said Juju Schuster. He was a highly touted receiver, and they drafted him high. Can't remember. Anyway, long story short, I don't expect them to do much. I do expect to see a lot of Ramondre Stevens and Zeke again. I think this is going to be a run game. I really do. Low scoring, run game. Panthers, Seahawks. Look, Geno's going Geno. Panthers have a very good secondary. They're starting the red rifle. So who do I expect to have a big game in this? Hunter Hurst. That's who I expect to have a good game. The tight end. He's going to light the scoreboard up. Adam Thielen is going to be there too for New Orleans. Well, not New Orleans, I'm sorry, for North Carolina, the Panthers. I don't expect much out of this offense. I really don't. Red Rifle does not have a big arm, but he does know how to put the ball on people's bodies 10, 15 yards down the field, and that's what you're going to see here. The tight end and Adam Thielen. On the opposite side, look, DK's dealing with some bruised ribs. Tough. I expect to see a lot of CJ Walker. I mean, not CJ Walker. Excuse me. I'm tired, y'all. It's 7 o'clock where I'm at. I expect to see a lot of Walker to run the ball. I do think that Lockett's going to get more targets because DK's injury, and then Jigba should as well. But I think it's going to be a heavy run game for Seattle. Heavy run game. Is rainy here, is dreary here, and I think they're going to just run the ball. So Walker is a big play. Chicago and the Chiefs, listen. Jerry would tell you he's not playing nobody on Chicago. Yet, we just traded with each other, and he got Roshan Johnson. So I know he's going to tell you to play Roshan. Don't play Kadarius Toney, even if he does suit up. I know that the young man has immense talent, but for some reason, this kid is going to play or not play himself out of the league with all that talent. Didn't practice all week. He's dealing with a turf toe issue as well. He had 5 targets last week, 35 yards. That means he couldn't get past anybody. Tough. But he's going to get looks. It's just a matter of what he does with them. And he couldn't do much last week. I don't see him doing much this week. But the other play I have for you in this game, if Isaiah Pacheco is limited anyway, McKinnison, I'd pick and play McKinnison all day. Not Clyde Edwards-Helaire, but McKinnison. Dallas at the Cardinals. Really? Every offensive weapon Dallas has playing. Every weapon. I'm not going to tell you they're all going to score, but the Cardinals have been playing everybody tough. But when you have 3 dynamic wide receivers, I think you're going to expose the third and second receiver in Arizona. They played Washington and they played the Giants. Washington has a 3-headed monster, but they got handled a little bit in the first half. It took the second half for them to come back to win, and that's what I mean. 3 dominant dudes off the break, and the Cardinals will break. But you got to play James Conner. You got to play him. Marquise Hollywood Brown is his favorite target. Joshua Dobbs, that is, and Zach Ertz. I will play Dobbs over Love. Honestly. Dobbs is running the ball. He's throwing the ball. He's making good decisions with the ball. It just so happens that Arizona's losing these games. But that's where I'm playing. Steelers, Raiders. I don't know what's going on with the Steelers offensive line. I really don't. Kenny Pickett don't have no time or doesn't have any time. Najee Harris has no time whatsoever or space to run. And their offense is looking pathetic. Looking pathetic. The Raiders' defensive front is nice. The Raiders' linebackers are nice. It's in Vegas. I honestly can't say to pay Pickens and Najee because Allen Robinson III is not a viable number 2 right now, and that's making it difficult for Kenny Pickens to get the ball to them. But who he needs to get the ball to is Pat Freiermuth. He's been missing in action the past couple weeks. This is a game where he needs to step up or he needs to be featured, right? Pat is probably your second tight end or your first tight end if you waited like I did. This is the game where he needs to get lit. He needs to. Other side, again, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs. I don't look for much from Josh Jacobs. I really don't. Mainly because Pittsburgh can play the run pretty good. Devontae Adams, my dude. He can expose that secondary in Pittsburgh, and he will. But is it going to be enough? Jimmy G's going to have to rely on Jacoby Myers, who's a good number 2. He's actually bumped Hunter Renfrow down. So Jacoby Myers, if he's on your waiver wire, pick him up, play him. I know I just did before I came on the air. Eagles and Bucks. Look, Baker, and I'm saying on this show because Jerry can't stop me. Jerry loves Baker Mayfield. Jerry knows Baker Mayfield is a great quarterback or a good quarterback. Jerry just has some inadequacies about Baker, and he wants to accentuate them. But here's the problem. Philly's going to accentuate those inadequacies. I really think they're going to come at Baker and demolish him in that backfield. I really do. Both of these teams have great defenses. I can't tell you to play Mike Evans and Goodwin or Godwin with confidence. I can tell you to play him, but not with confidence. I can tell you that running back in White, don't expect much from him. Do not expect much from him. They're going to try to establish a run so they can do play action pass for sure. But he's going to run to a brick wall all game long. Flip side, with your boy A.J. Brown pitching a fit on the sideline like JT does, I would expect him to be featured in this game. I expect A.J. Brown to be featured in this game heavily. Not because of the matchup, but because of the antics. With that being the case, I see him and Dallas Goedert getting off. That's one thing that'll happen with Tampa Bay. Man-to-man coverage is what they do a lot. A.J. Brown has speed to burn, and he's big. So I expect that to happen. Now, will Slim Reaper Smith get, his regular 4 to 5 touches, 70 to 100 yards? Very possible. But Jalen has got to beat the blitz, the man-to-man coverage. That's what Tampa Bay plays under Todd Bowles. Get ready for it. We'll see. But play these people if you want, right? Play A.J. Brown, play Jaden, of course, but don't expect much from anybody else. Dallas Goedert should be involved too, man. I don't know what's going on with not getting him the ball, but it is what it is. Last game, Rams at the Bengals. Word on the street is that Joe Burrow is going to play because they really need a win. Puka Nacua is out. That means Tutu Atwell, Van Jefferson, and another receiver are going to have to step up. They're going to have to step up. Tutu has been there. Van Jefferson has not. He needs to be. With Cam Akers now gone to Minnesota, you got to think about what's going to happen with Kerryon Williams. That's somebody that JT said he loved. That's somebody who JT said, yes, that's who we got. That's the future. And he's right. He is. But will he do well versus his Bengals defense? I don't know. I hope he does. I really hope he does. Because I'm playing him. And I'm telling you to play him. I can't really tell you to take the risk with Joe Burrow, man. I know he wants to play. I know he feels like he has to play because of the situation that they're in, 0-2. But if they're up early and in the third quarter, I think he gets pulled. They're going to have to. They're going to have to. But we'll see. But if that's the quandary, if he doesn't play, what's the value of Higgins? What's the value of Chase? But I can tell you this: they're going to run the crap out of Joe Mixon. So play him. Definitely play Joe Mixon. He needs to touch the ball 20, 25 times in order for this team in this game to be taken care of by Cincinnati and to protect Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow cannot be throwing the ball over 20, 22 times. He has to be a game manager in this one. That's what I think. All right, with that being said, JT's power still has not come back. I want to thank you guys for checking out No Reason. Even though you see fantasy, sports, and politics in the background, because that's me, information, motivation, variety. I think JT will be back next week. His power should be restored, I hope. And thank y'all. I don't have an outro. I don't have any controls over the board. Hopefully the show goes off air when I jump off. If not, he'll see it. Y'all have a good one. I'm out.